Hi, this is Gary with MACMOST.com. This is part 8 of my course, The Practical Guide to Mac Security. This course is brought to you for free thanks to my great Patreon supporters. To become a contributor and support MacMost, go to MacMost.com/Patreon.
So what to do if one or several of your accounts have been compromised despite your best efforts. Perhaps you're a victim of social engineering and you notice that you can no longer log into one of your accounts because your password no longer works, or you can log in and notice unusual activity like somebody else has been there. So what do you do? Well, first, don't wait. Now this may seem obvious, but a lot of times people have had accounts broken into and they think, well, the damage has been done. I will get to this after dinner or tomorrow morning or Monday morning. I'm going to research it and figure out what to do. But you have to treat this as an emergency that needs to be dealt with immediately. Like if you came home and found your house had been broken into and locks are busted, windows are broken, and you need to secure your house. So don't wait. You need to treat this with the utmost urgency because damage may not have been done yet. Matter of fact, you may be able to get away with very little damage if you take immediate action. But if you wait, things will get worse and worse. So first, you need to secure the accounts. So start with the accounts that you know that are compromised. Now, in the case of an account that you can't get into, you need to use whatever recovery actions there are. Sometimes getting sent an email with a new password, or having to call a phone number, or getting a text message, some sort of recovery thing. It depends on the site. You have to try to log in and look for links that say lost my password, need to reset my password, that kind of thing. But start with the accounts that you know are definitely broken into. Get in there and change those passwords. But don't stop there. If one major account has been broken into, you have to assume that your other accounts may have been compromised as well. So you want to look at your list perhaps in a password manager, or take out a piece of paper and start making a list of all of the bank account websites, credit card websites, sites like Amazon and eBay, and then all of the tech sites like iCloud. Maybe you have a Dropbox account, a Microsoft account, a Google account, all of those, and go through them one by one and change the password. So you log in, do whatever the site requires to change the password. Every site's a little different, so it does take time, but you've got to go through and change all those passwords. Make sure you're pretty complete. Obviously start with the ones that come to mind first that are major ones, but then don't stop until you've changed even minor sites that aren't really that important but could be compromised because one of your accounts was. Remember that if an email account is compromised, then it's very easy for somebody to request password resets and then get them through an email account. So that's all it takes is an email account is compromised and all of your accounts can be compromised. Don't forget to look at things like security questions. So say you have a site that you're not using two-factor and asks you a question like, what is the name of your first pet? Well, somebody could have left a back door in there. You can go in and change your password, and now you've secured the site with the password. But what you didn't realize is they went, changed the name of your first pet to something else, and now 3 months from now they could try to get into the site again and say, oh, I lost my password, but I know the name of my favorite pet, and they've changed that. So make sure that you change any security questions. I suggested in a previous video that you change them to things like numbers or random numbers and letters. So just change it to a new set of random numbers and letters and then record those so you have the new security question answers and any backdoor has been sealed off. Also, sometimes sites have email addresses or backup email addresses. If you lose access to your email address or lose access to this account, you could provide another email address, a backup one, maybe one you don't use very often, but it's just this way to have another way to get into your account if you lose access. Well, somebody who breaks into your account may have actually changed that to be theirs, or more likely some sort of random account on a free service like Gmail or something that they can get access to the account again. So you seem to have secured everything, but they added their strange email address to the list of backup email addresses in the profile for that account, and now 3 months from now they can get back into the account pretty easily. So look out for those things in different accounts as you go through and change those passwords. Then after you've done that, and hopefully at that point you've locked whoever was in your accounts out. Now you have to do damage control. So go back into each account and look at your profile and see if anything has been changed. Name, address, all of that. In sites that have multiple addresses like an Amazon account or something, make sure there's nothing new that's been put in there. Look for bio information and other things. Anything that's in your profile, go through that and look through it. For an account like Facebook, that's a lot of stuff. But for an account like a bank account, there's probably very little in a profile there except, the basic information. If it's a website where you order things, a shopping site, check your order history. Make sure nothing was ordered during that time. And if something was, of course, do whatever the site suggests for stopping that order. If it's a bank account or a credit card account, check your transactions, but continue to track those transactions for the next several days or even weeks, because it could take a while for them to show up. If it's an email account, check your sent email to see if any email was sent from that account, particularly to other services that they may have tried to break into, but to anybody really. See what went on there and look at the sent email, but also check received email too, because you might find clues to other activity. For instance, you may have received during that time when your account was compromised a password reset link to another account. So, your email account may be compromised and then you look there and say, oh, wow, while it was compromised, I got this link here to a password reset for eBay. So now I know that they tried to use my email address to get into my eBay account, and double check your eBay account then. Another thing is that if this does involve bank accounts or credit cards accounts, then make sure they know about it. I mean, even if you've sealed it off, you've changed the password and you've looked everything over carefully and it looks like nothing's been compromised, if anybody gained access to these accounts, you want to call the bank or credit card company and let them know about the problem. They may want to issue you a new credit card number, a new bank account number, change those to be safe. So definitely call them. Don't leave that open there. Just find out what their procedure is when an account's been compromised. And you can also consider a credit lock too, since these are financial things. Credit locks, you can go to these various companies and basically alert them, the credit companies that is, to the fact that your accounts were compromised. That way, if something does show up on your credit report later, there's a little bit of a paper trail there. You can say, yes, my account was compromised and I reported that, and then they could see that that is indeed the case, and that'll make things easier for you. Now, if you're locked out of accounts and can't get back in, you can usually go to the website for that service, and they have information there in their help section about how to get in touch with them. Here are some links, but there's no magic to any of these links. If you started at Apple or Facebook or Google and went through their help and support sections, you would find these pages here to help you reestablish your account or fix any damage that is done. So you want to use these if all else fails. And for more help, the FTC in the United States maintains some good pages here. Lots of information about what to do and how to recover accounts and how to deal with identity theft. So this is another good resource that I wanted to include.
If you liked this video, click the thumbs up button below to let me know. I publish new tutorials each weekday. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out.